everyone, welcome back for another video. My name is Brenda, Nyawara. I am happy to be filming once again. It's been over 2 months since I posted a video and finally back. This topic has been nagging at me for over 1 week. I mean, I've been thinking about saying something about it, but also, you know, sometimes it's like you always fight for the same things, and it's like, when do you get tired of the same topics coming up? Yeah, this has to do with a particular sports betting company in Kenya, Betika. They had a launch for their all-female team for the World Rally Championships Safari Rally. You know, they're holding it in Kenya somewhere in June, around June 27th. And so they had a whole launch that had their drivers, you know, their marketers, everyone was there, media, and a few photos from the event kind of sparked discussion on Twitter. So Droid254 posted about the event, saying Betika has sponsored the only female driver in the WRC Safari. That's Maxine, Wahome, kudos to you, who will be navigated by Chantal Young, both who are Team Betika. And so that was a whole big thing. I mean, congratulations. That's major, you know, having a female driver there. And also, for those of you who are into cars, you know how large motorsports is. And so I'm also looking forward to the actual sports. Stan Buru posted saying earlier today with Team Betika, at your service, Betika didn't come to play. So when he posted these photos, of course, I mean, the color is yellow. I mean, I'm also wearing a yellow t-shirt, so I can match with this video for today. I think Betika, their color is yellow and blue, and the women were dressed in yellow skirts and white t-shirts. But something that can't go unnoticed is that they are all light skin in color. Okay, we can't ignore that. And well, of course, you know what people are going to talk about. I mean, this is in Kenya, Nairobi. Majority of the people are either my shade or darker or slightly lighter, you know, truth be told. And so if you're doing an event in Kenya and you have what's the word, marketers or I don't know what's the word, are they called, oh my god, no disrespect, I mean they're models, let me say models, yeah, and they're all of this light shade, very light shade, and they're beautiful. Truth be told, I actually think they are very beautiful women, but for some reason this does not represent all the women in this city, let alone the country. And so of course guys had something to say about it. Even I had something to say about it. Stan went on to defend himself after guys came to ask about, you know, how come it's only one type of model over there. He says, I happen to be colorblind, and all I see is a great heavy initiative by Betika to support a very tough and fun sport called motorsports, blah blah blah. And my thing is, you don't have to pretend like you don't see the color difference. At least acknowledge the fact that it's there, it's real. I mean, let's face it, my thought is that this particular group of women were put there because ideally Betika would be eyeing the men who are the majority of the fans of the motorsports and betting. And of course, it would make sense to put something that will attract their eyes. I mean, that's the truth. Most men's preferences, as according to, you know, Twitter posts and everything, are these women. Truth be told, okay? And so I kind of understood the marketing bit about it. I was like, yeah, you guys are making a move to attract people or an audience, but it's really not putting out a message that you would want to stand for as a brand. I like what Grace Odongo replied with saying, being colorblind is a problem. Okay, you pretending that you don't see it is a problem. It's like guys saying, I'm not racist because I don't see the difference between white and black. Yeah, that's a problem. You need to know that there's a difference, and there's a line, and there's like discrimination that happens, because if you pretend not to see it, then that doesn't mean it's not there, you know. So Sapayan says dark-skinned women don't stand a chance when it comes to such gigs in Kenya. Earth is hard. And I believe it's true because many times you'd find the definition of beautiful, of attractive, of media personality in Kenya, ideally it's light-skinned women. We have women in the media right now reading the news at this very moment who have had to bleach their skin to stand there, and this is not even allegedly, this is true facts. Okay, growing up, I think I used to see a lot of light-skinned women, mostly from the coast, because I guess they spoke Swahili better. But then you can understand why even now the same narratives come down, because it's true. You want attention, put pretty quote-unquote women there. I'm going to give you my thoughts at the end of the video, by the way. I'm just reading out people's comments, but I have very strong thoughts on this. Mii Gentle Spirit says Betika must incorporate all African skin color and body types to be all inclusive. We shouldn't allow corporates to sell certain skin shades and body shapes as being more superior or more appealing. And I actually agree with this so much. It was not just about the skin type. I think also body type, body shape. I mean, we have come a long way when it comes to body positivity, and for some reason you'd come across an ad or a campaign or something that just takes us all the way back, like all the way back. We used to include plus size women, and then something comes along and whoop, sorry, not here, elsewhere please, not here, not today, you know. She also says discriminatory adverts are contributing to image issues among the youth. And it's true, because I'm sure some 17-year-old girl is looking at this and saying, I want to stand in front of sports cars and I have to be this color to do that. And also, what was it? Oh yeah, when you put out such stuff, I'm wondering how the auditions took place. Because I'm pretty sure if it was an open call to everyone, by the way, I'm freezing, that's why it's too cold, man. By the time you're putting out a call for auditions and you call everyone comes, and I'm pretty sure they had to kind of sieve through everyone that came, which is, I mean, it's daunting to hear about that. And then again, if it was a closed audition where they sent out invites only, I mean, this guy, whoever it was, I was about to say lady, this lady or guys, they sat down to handpick people of a certain hue and sent out those invitations. I mean, you know how absurd it sounds like, yeah? Fourthborn says the theme was all yellow, dark skin angekuwa off the theme, which means a dark skinned lady would have been off the theme. Honestly, some of these things were so funny to even look at. There was someone who was saying include the dark skinned lady so that we can match with the tires or match with the windscreen and the tinted windows. I mean, okay, but that was just a bit off. That was just, oh, come on. Guevara KE says, this is what Elsa Majimbo was talking about, colorism at its best. Betika Kenya should be ashamed. Yeah, I do think so. Maybe a couple of weeks back, there was a video that came out when Elsa was saying that, well, I'm paraphrasing, that as a dark-skinned woman or comedian in Kenya, like she faced so much discrimination, and I feel like a lot of people gaslighted her, telling her there's no such thing in Kenya, we don't have colorism in Kenya, we're all dark, blah, blah, blah. We can't be racist against you. But then look at what's happening. I mean, she's in the media also, and she feels a certain type of way, and she was saying it, and guys were saying no, it's all in your head, don't think about it. But then when things like this come out, it really tells you the truth about what other personalities in the media feel like. Okay, in my opinion, I kind of feel like sometimes as women, you know, dark-skinned women, sometimes just don't beg to be included in places where they would not appreciate you. I mean, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated, because it would be even worse to be there as the token black girl. I don't think that's where you'd want to fit in, especially with a brand that has been known to do this, a brand that had told you, please don't come to our auditions, or rather we will not choose you because of this in specifically this specifically. So I don't think that's where you'd want to be. Like, don't beg to be included. Do not. I mean, even myself, I wasn't going to come here and say, oh, next time your campaigns has to have dark-skinned women. Nah, we're good. We're good. And I also feel like sometimes if they include like those dark-skinned models, sometimes even paid less. Okay, there's some value that's placed on beauty in this kind of industry, and if they include everyone else, sometimes they have like a tier. So why would you be somewhere where you're paid less? And don't forget that sometimes well, in my opinion, I feel like this video vixen or model, not model like every model agency, but most of these agencies that just have some model standing there somewhere in a campaign, these models are very, very, what's the word? The industry has become very cheap. Before, the ladies used to be paid quite well, where you'd see actual celebrities promoting a campaign, and now you feel like it's just random pretty people being put there. If the budget was that high, they would have the likes of Joy Kendi, Sharon Mundia, Wabosha Maxine, Joanna Kay in their team for their campaign. But because they can't afford that, they take the other ladies who are paid like 2,000 bob, 3,000 bob per day for this gig. So you can understand why I wouldn't even want any other ladies to fight for these positions, because it's not worth it. Okay, fight for something bigger. Fight to be the driver. I saw some of the drivers, they were from every shade actually, and it makes more sense because you're the decision maker. You're the one who makes the big bucks. Fight to be in the boardrooms, fight to be in the committees, not the what's the word? Not the discriminative team of campaign women standing there besides the cars. You don't even get to drive the cars, for heaven's sake, and they're hot cars. Also, I feel like representation is important because of who is watching and who is paying attention. Our kids are looking at these campaigns. I mean, those who love cars are also thinking like they have pretty women there, and pretty is this and not that. I mean, it's not, I don't think that's how it should be. We've tried so much to integrate everything, you know. I can see now like dark-skinned women are in the media and doing well, and so a step like this kind of takes us like 1,000 steps back. Again, I feel like all representation is not good representation, because if you're like the token black girl, it's clearly very visible. I mean, I've been in places where I was a token woman in a team, and it just felt like you were forced to be there, or they just thought of you last minute because they didn't want to look like they were discriminative. And that's not fair at all. I mean, that's nothing to envy, really. If you have a chance to get a better career outside here, I think just go for it. I mean, to anyone who went to those auditions and didn't get it, just look for something else out here that you can do bigger and better, yeah? And also don't get this pick me mentality where we fight every single campaign out there trying to be part of it. Like, I'm here, I'm pretty, pick me. No. I think stand your ground. When you're good enough, they actually come to look for you. Whew. My goodness, Betika should just stick to gambling. And if you've gotten this far into the video, there's something I want to mention. You know, in Kenya we have different tribes from the east, central to the west, and most tribes to the west of Kenya have a shade, either my skin color, slightly lighter, or way darker. Okay, as you go towards the central part, it's, you know, light, and towards the east at the coastal area where we had like the Portuguese influence, Swahili, Arabic, Persian, of course it's like white, almost white, very light skin. And so when you have such clear discriminatory lines, to us it also kind of looks like tribalism, because we do have like two major groups in Kenya against each other sometimes, and then these two groups come from one group that has like a lot of light-skinned people, the other one that has a lot of dark-skinned people. And when we see this visually, it translates to tribalism in a way. And this is not something that you want to have as a brand. I think Betika should have really considered this before they put out this team. If you wish to support it, please do continue, and if you don't, please don't. Let them move on their own. Clearly you cannot change preference, you can't alter someone's preference, and also you can't ignore the fact that brands would now play upon that preference when they're trying to market to a certain audience of men. Clearly I wasn't their target audience. It's the men who like women in short skirts, and so light-skinned women were the ones who were used as bait for them to watch the sports. I want to hear your views also. I mean, do you think it's okay? Do you think it's fine that we should still allow and propagate this kind of colorism when it so clearly does not represent everyone? We've come to the end of this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, give me your reviews, and also notification bell. Please turn on the bell so you don't miss my next post. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.